up, peoples? Welcome back to another video, another tutorial to be exact, to go along with the trend of table stuff. Today we're going to be looking at the regular table shuffle and the pull through shuffle, not the push through, the pull through shuffle. So before that, let's break into the stuff as always. I mean, really, there's really nothing different. I really shouldn't be doing this now unless I come up with something really to talk about. Guys, you know what's going on. If you like what I'm doing here, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to be notified of my next video. You know, I hope all of you guys are doing well out there. And, you know, the cards, yeah, whatever. Whatever. So that being the case, let's talk about the pull through shuffle. I'll show you more when we get down on the hands exactly what's happening, but there is one major difference between the pull and the push through. And that's about it. The rest is pretty much the same in the style of mechanics that make this tabled false shuffle work. But I think the first thing we need to learn is a regular table shuffle, and I'm going to show you how to do a couple of them and how to not mess up your shuffle like I've seen some of you comment about. So let's just get into that. So I hope you grabbed your cards because we have our cards ready and on the table right here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to show you the table shuffle just like this. Now I'm going to show you a few table shuffles. There's only two. This one is more of an open shuffle that I'm doing right now. It's just like this. And the other one is a closed shuffle where it's much more guarded. Okay, open shuffle and closed shuffle. Now, of course, you can make it fancy if you want by doing a little table bridge. I'll show you how to do that too. But those are basically the two types of shuffles that you need to learn in order to do these table moves, including like a Zaro shuffle or a pull through or push through or anything like that. So the way I like to do it, let's start with the open shuffle because that one's, I guess, more what people see. What you want to try not to do is this. You don't want to do that. I've seen people do that. You don't need a table to do this shuffle. So if you want to shuffle like this, you don't need a table. So let's focus on the table work. The first thing I like to do is just separate the packets, but not all the way. I actually like to leave them overlapping just a hair so that as you start the riffle, they'll land exactly where you want them to be. So from here, if I just lift with my thumbs, they riffle off exactly in position. Now, if you're having trouble doing this, a simple thing to do is just riffle the deck. Just practice riffling the deck because this is what you're going to need to do. Do it near the top. Do it near the backs, tops, so you can get it pretty comfortably. You're going to split off, and again, you don't have to separate them completely. You could leave them just like this. Your hands come over, and you do the exact same thing. You just riffle right in, and they go right into position. Now to square up, all you're going to do is kind of push, and then on opposite corners, you just do this. And that squares up the deck. Now, if you want to do that with your hands in this position, it'd just be thumbs in the back and these fingers close. Now, this position is going to be important when we do the false shuffle. The false shuffle is going to mimic some of that action. So let's show you the open shuffle. That's with your fingers near the farthest away part of the deck. Same thing, you riffle up and you push in. Now, the reason why this is an open shuffle is because if you're closer to the table, you can actually see the indexes of all the cards as they fall. So that's why it's an open shuffle. Now, casinos don't really like stuff like this, so if you see a lot of people who play casino games or hardcore games, they'll usually try to shuffle not like this, but more near the closest corners here. Just like that. So very little of the card can be seen by anybody when they're shuffling. Now, if you want to extend that a little bit, you can come here and do the same exact thing. You don't have to separate the packets. You just come real close here and bam, the cards go right in. So that's a table shuffle. So practice that a little bit. And once you think you're comfortable with it, then we can move on to the table false shuffle. So what we're going to do right now is the pull through shuffle. So a lot of people have heard of the push through. And just to show you very quickly what's happening, the push through shuffle, when you shuffle, the top packet is going to go through the other packet and then align and come out. That is the push through shuffle. You're pushing that packet through the other packet and then it comes out. With the pull through, you're kind of doing that, but you're stopping short. So You come here. I'm just going to show you very quickly what the idea is. You get down to this point, the card gets squared off. This is called your brief. Your brief stays on the same side that the card started on, and you strip it out and put it on top of the deck, or shuffle or cut or whatever you want to do. So here's what a pull through shuffle looks like. You come to here, square up, now you can cut, and of course that card is still on top of the deck. So let's walk through the mechanics of that right now. So just for teaching sake, I'm going to leave this card face up so you can follow the packet as it's doing its thing. So the first step is you're going to separate the pack and you're going to riffle. Now what I like to do is I try to get this packet in between the bottom card and the top card of the bottom packet. That way you have some room to play with. So you shuffle off a little bit of cards, now you riffle, and you just make sure it lands underneath that top card over here, okay? Now we have to push this packet into each other, but we're not gonna just do it normally. What's gonna happen is as I push this in, my thumbs are in the back, middle finger's on the side. My middle finger of the pack that has the original top packet is gonna push forward just a little bit like this. And continue to push in. Now, once this packet touches like this, okay, I'm gonna kind of expose this a little bit. Here's what you're left with, right? You're left with this kind of weird thing. Now, from here, this thumb is gonna stay in position. You're going to reach forward with both hands and square it. And because this thumb is staying here, this packet is going to pop out of the other side here. Okay. Now, the smaller you can make this brief, the more deceptive it can be, right? Let's do it like that. So now you're in this position. Now, you don't want to just show the cards here. You're going to keep your hands over it like this to try to hide as much of the dirty work as you can. The next step is your thumb and middle finger are going to then pull that brief, and you're going to pull that pack right out, just like this. So once this packet is out, you have a couple of choices. You can just cut the deck. You can make it seem like you're cutting the deck. Or I like to go into the up the ladder, which I did in the last video. And if you haven't seen it, you should, I think it's on this side. You should go watch it. So we'll walk through it again. Shuffle. Cards get pushed in. Finger goes up. Cards are locked. Thumb changes position to clamp down on that side. Square. Strip out. And then you can go into up the ladder from there if you'd like. So we'll do it in full speed here. So the cards get shuffled in, squared, stripped, and that's it. So let's go over a few things that can kind of hinder shuffles that I noticed. And it has a lot to do with timing. So one, if I don't put enough pressure on the cards when I'm doing an open shuffle, meaning I don't bend the cards enough, the cards may actually hit. So what'll happen is you'll have cards hitting like this. And that's when they kind of don't go in properly. The other thing is maybe I'm pulling too far back, right? So let's say that happens, and then I have this. So now I have this big clump in the middle that just won't go in. It's very easy to take care of. You just pull apart, let them fall in, and then push. Look, you see right there it happened. The cards kind of slid, which is okay. Let it happen. It's not a big deal. And just play with that. Just do it over and over, and you'll start to feel where the card should be. Like at this point, I can do it without looking at my hands because I know how far my hands should be apart. I know how it feels. And it just comes with time and practice. Pull your hands apart, shuffle, push in. Push your hands apart, shuffle, push in. Hands apart, shuffle, push in. That's it. Over and over. And this is a nice, actually I do this on the computer sometimes when I'm just chilling. I'll just take out a deck of cards and a mat and I'll just shuffle. Not even false shuffles, not doing anything. Just this. Something about the sound of the cards falling. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. So let's show you how to do the table bridge now. That's a nice little fancy thing. In the hands, you'll see people do stuff like this, right? And they do that bridge in their hands. And you can do it on the table too. And it's not that difficult. So you shuffle off and you're going to push in just a little bit. You don't have to do too much. And now your hands are going to reposition. you're going to clamp the pinky down on one side so that the middle finger and thumb can lift. And then with the other hand, you're going to bend down on the other side. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating tension in this thing, just like in the hands. Now, if I let go of my fingers, the cards will then fall. So you just shuffle. It's hard to show very exposed. Pinky gets clamped down, middle finger and thumb of the hand lift the middle of the pack as this hand clamps down on this side and creates pressure. That's it. That's your table bridge. So now you can look like a badass on the table with some playing cards and a false shuffle. There you go, guys. Mind you, this is a full false shuffle. It keeps every card in position. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
I'm a scrub, but you still love me, you love me. Even though I don't make no money, you've been there when the times get ugly. I'm a scrub, but you still love me, you love me. I'm a scrub, but you still love me, you love me. Even though I don't make no money, you've been there when the times get ugly.